Welcome to this video practice 1, the first in the Mechanics of Practice series of the Desperate Pianist. The videos that go further and try harder to help you reach your piano playing goals. Practice is the wrong term really, it sounds like some kind of onerous obligation. This should be when you sit down at the piano and enjoy yourself. Most piano teachers will tell you to go away and practice in a rather nebulous way. As you might have discovered, what is special about the Desperate Pianist is that it gives you a practice methodology right down to the minutest detail so you know exactly what to do. The Desperate Pianist contains loads of advice. There's at least an hour of videos telling you exactly how to work at the piano with these techniques. And it's a blueprint for success if you don't have natural ability. I'm not a saint and I don't follow all of the advice on this website all the time, but I do follow these practice techniques. It really is worth it. It's the sort of thing you say, oh, I wish I knew this X years ago. It would have made such a difference. This is also the place not to be if you're looking to just casually learn the piano in 15 minutes a day. You can learn the piano in 15 minutes a day, but it will probably take you 10 years. That might be what you want to do, and that's fine. But if you want to be any good in a reasonable amount of time, you have to put in some decent practice time, and there's loads of ways we can help you do that here. You need a really good excuse not to practice on a particular day. Are you telling me you don't have a spare 10 minutes all day? You might not if you've got a big job and kids and a family and a mortgage. There are parts of your life where you do not literally have 10 minutes a day, but mostly you have time. We need to put it the other way round. Let's look at an activity like cleaning your teeth. You clean your teeth every day. I hope you do. Your breath will really smell if you don't. And similarly with practice, you need to practice every day because that's something you just do every day. If you don't, you're descending into debasement and depravity. So incorporate practice into your daily routine and your lifestyle, and obviously do it when you're not likely to be disturbed. The best practice times are when you wake up and just before you go to bed, when your mind is clear. So you could get up in the morning, make a nice cup of tea and then sit down at the piano. It's a good way to start the day rather than cleaning your teeth. But I was going to say, don't get carried away and manic about practicing, but why not? If you're really motivated, make it part of your life and make your life special and make your life something that you're going to achieve with. And you probably why you're here anyway, because that's what the Desperate Pianist is all about. It's about people who are desperate to be an achiever at the piano and just can't find a way forward. If you don't practice every day, you'll miss out on memory capacity and skill improving that you could have built, so that will be lost. So that's another reason to sort of make you think, oh, I must do some practice or I must sit down and enjoy myself at the piano. I mean, you will be compromised sometimes. The house might be burning down and you might have to ring the fire brigade, so you'll have to leave your piano practice and do that. But jokes aside, you have to do what you can. Sometimes you'll be compromised, so don't beat yourself up about it. Now, the thing that I found with my life, and I know a lot of people's life, is that the screen time on your phones and on your computer is really beginning to become a monster and devour all your time, and you just sit there mucking about on this screen because it's kind of an addictive thing you want to do, and there's nothing you gain from doing this apart from just an amusement. It's designed to suck you in and then sell you advertising, whatever. So just let this be the moment that you slay this monster and do something really productive with your life. So just turn off your phone when you sit down to play at the piano. The time you sit down at the piano is very precious. Don't waste time meandering about. Be focused and concentrate on what you're doing. However, Having said that, you're not under any pressure when you're practicing. It's not like performing. So a really important point is to enjoy the sounds of the notes and the chords. You don't always have to be concentrating on getting it exactly right and remembering it and all the mechanics. You can actually enjoy the harmonies and the beautiful chords and melodies in this piece that you really want to play. If you do this, you'll find that practice does indeed become an enjoyable activity instead of an onerous obligation. So also play as long as you want to, because then again it's not enjoyable if you're forcing yourself on. Most people's undivided concentration is good for about 10 to 20 minutes. After half an hour you're into the law of diminishing returns. So spend 3 lots of half an hour if you can. That's a lot better than 2 hours straight. When you're practicing, it's especially where you need to be able to step outside yourself and monitor your progress. You might be tired or distracted and you're not doing very well. Well, don't get frustrated thinking that you can't play the piano. Think why you're not playing the piano. Oh, that's the reason. Oh, well, I'll leave it, or I'll realise that I'm not going to progress as fast as I normally do. Think about what you're actually doing while you're practicing. Is the activity that you're doing the most benefit at that particular time? You might need to go back and spend a bit more time on something earlier, or it might be time to move on and you're not gaining as much as you could. One good trick to play on yourself is, before you engage in a non-productive activity, just sit down at the piano and plonk a few notes on the piece that you're studying, or just play a few chords and see where it takes you. It's amazing how many times you get drawn in and start enjoying yourself and it ends up as a full practice session. When you're at the piano, once again, when you're monitoring yourself, get to notice when your mind starts to wander, you start thinking about other things. Your efficiency will start decreasing at that point, and that's probably a good time to leave it. Come back later for another 10, 20 minutes, half an hour of good quality concentration on your piece. That's the way you'll make the most progress. On the other hand, if you're really fired up, don't let anybody hold you back. Just do it. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Sometimes you might have a piece that you really, really want to play, or you have a performance coming up and you need to be good for that. If you want to do 2 or 3 hours playing at a stretch, just do it, because that's how you will improve even more. If you're a pianist with a poor memory, most of your practice time will be spent on memorizing. But don't forget, as we've seen, it can be a pleasant activity. Just enjoy the notes and the chords of the piece that you're playing, which you've chosen because you enjoy it. Don't forget also that all we need to do is get a piece to performance level, and that needs to be done before motivation is worn out. Then we have a piece that we can play, and we can call ourselves pianists. You don't always have to be at the keyboard to practice. Think about the notes of the piece, take the music sheet with you, practice Ben's finger gym, and you will improve being away from the keys. Budget a month to memorize your piece and get it to basic performance level. It really does take that long to get it properly embedded and to get it to a decent state. So just meander along, enjoy the sounds of the keys and the notes, and eventually it'll come good. It's like putting together a jigsaw. You just put a few notes together a day and give yourself time. Okay, I hope you're ready for the next few videos. There's a big learning curve there. There's loads of stuff for you to take on board.